Each week, American History TV's American Artifacts takes viewers behind the scenes at archives, museums, and historic sites. This week, we join the Lincoln Group of the District of Columbia for a tour of the Old Naval Observatory, which is not open to the public. Located near the Lincoln Memorial, the former observatory was built in 1844 and operated until 1893.
Those of you who don't know me, I'm Jan Herman. I'm the historian of the Navy Medical Department, the curator of the Old Naval Observatory, many other hats, one low salary. Just kidding. What we're going to talk about for the next hour and a half is we're going to talk about this building, its significance in local history, its significance in American history, and its significance in the history of American science in the 19th century. If you talk about science in the 19th century, you can't really talk about it with any thoroughness unless you talk about what went on here. The modern science of oceanography was born in this building. We'll talk about that. The type of astronomy that went on here in the 19th century is fairly significant. The world's largest telescope was once housed here. We'll go into the room where that telescope once was. And that telescope, one of our astronomers using that telescope discovered the two satellites of Mars on a hot summer night in August of 1877, and we'll talk about the discovery of the satellites of Mars. But I like to get started with one personage, and it's this gentleman over here on the wall, President John Quincy Adams. He recognized that if this young nation, and it still was a young nation in the 1820s, if this young nation was going to be taken seriously as a power, that we would have to do science. And we really had no science of any value at the time. The prestige science of that time was astronomy. Any nation that wanted to be a power had to have its own observatory. The British had theirs at Greenwich, the French had their observatory in Paris, and even the Tsar of Russia, soon enough in the 19th century, although there were serfs running around not making a lot of money, money went into the construction of the Polka Observatory in St. Petersburg. So even the Tsar recognized that science was important for prestige. So in his first State of the Union message to Congress, he proposed that Congress appropriate money for a national observatory for the United States. Didn't happen in his administration. In fact, pretty much anything he proposed that went to Congress, the answer was no.
You can view more American Artifacts programs online at cspanvideo.org. Enter American Artifacts in the search box.